Okay everyone, welcome back to Fallout 4 on the PS4. Today something a little bit different. We are going to have a look at settlements, specifically supply lines. It's something I've been trying to figure out for a while and I couldn't work out how to do it. It's not very obvious within the game how to do supply lines, but I have finally figured it out, so I thought I'd share it with you. We're here at Starlight. As you can see, I have pretty much cleared it. I have removed all the cars, I've removed all the barrels and the radiation source from here, so this is now safe, as you can tell by the amount of rads I've got at the moment. But I've pretty much got nothing else here. I have got 8 settlers, but what we're going to do is look at setting up a supply line. Now I've already set one supply line up. If we go into the map, we can see I've got quite a few settlements. If we go across and have a look at my workshops, I've got quite a few settlements. I've captured the castle. I've also been to the Slog and obviously Sanctuary and various other places. So what we're going to do is set up a supply line. I've already set one up. If we go onto the map and press L1, we can see that I have a supply line between Sanctuary and here at Starlight Driving. And what the supply line basically allows you to do is share your resources between your different settlements. So if you've got materials, build materials and things in your workshop at Sanctuary, if you have a supply line linking the two together, I can also use them here. They don't show up in the workbench here, but I can use them. So if I want to build structures, I've got access to the materials I've got stored at Sanctuary. So it's really useful, basically to link everything together. My understanding as well is they also link things like food and water production together. So if you've got a settlement which is under-resourced on, say, food, you can link it to a settlement that's over-resourced on food, and the two will balance each other out. I haven't got any evidence of that yet. I'm going to move before I get run over. I believe that's supposed to happen. But anyway, let's have a look at setting up a supply line. It's quite straightforward, actually, having finally figured it out. First thing you need to go into your build menu. Okay, so we're in the build menu and we've selected a settler. And there you can see at the bottom of the screen, R1 is supply line. So if I press R1, I can set this supply line up between any of the settlements where a supply line doesn't already exist. So I have one between Sanctuary and here, so obviously there is nothing there for Sanctuary, but I can set it up to go to 10 Pines Bluff, which is the next nearest settlement. So that's what I'm going to do. So if I then say yes and confirm, this settler here is now a provisioner. Certainly will be in a moment. There he is. He's a provisioner, and he can now travel. Is that a settler or a raider? That is a settler, a bit raiderish. But he can now travel between here.
I'd like to trade some items.
Sure. And 10 Pines Bluff. What you have to remember, they do need to be armed, realistically, because they are going to have to travel. The bad news is that I haven't really got anything here that I can arm him with. These are obviously my own weapons. I don't really want to give them up. He has a pipe, but I'm going to have to try and catch him a little bit later and arm him. But if we now go back into the map, press L1 again, we can see that we now have 2 supply lines set up. But the beauty of this is that because Sanctuary is indirectly connected to 10 Pines Bluff, they share resources as well. So I can actually use resources from Sanctuary at 10 Pines Bluff because they are connected together via Starlight Drive. So my plan is to connect all of my settlements together. So there's Green Top, there's the Slog, and then down here I've got the castle, and my plan is to link them all together so that we can basically trade. That there is Diamond City, so we can basically connect them all together, which I think will be a really good way of doing it, and it lets me get resources between the settlements. So that's how you set up supply lines, very straightforward. One thing I will say before we do this, and I should really have said it at the beginning, you do need to have the local leader perks. If we have a look at the perk chart, in Charisma, down here to local leader, you do need to have rank 1 of that. I've got rank 1 and 2, you need to have rank 1, which gives you the ability to establish supply lines. And that's all there is to it, really. Nice and straightforward. So thank you for watching, and I hope that's helpful.